After my colleague became pregnant, she would often sneakily drink my milk tea. Shortly after drinking it, she lost the baby. In a live stream, she lied about the facts, crying that I was jealous of her performance and, because I couldn't have a child, I had intentionally put a drug in her milk tea. I couldn't defend myself, and people started attacking me online right away. At the hospital, while being pushed by her family, I accidentally fell out of the window. I was pierced by rebar, and I died on the spot. When I opened my eyes again, I saw the cup of jasmine milk tea on the table. I drank it all in one gulp without hesitation. When I opened my eyes again, I was gasping for breath. When I saw that my body was unharmed, I breathed out deeply, relieved. The jasmine milk tea on the table had not been touched. I knew I had been reborn. I quickly put the straw into the milk tea and drank it all in one go. A short time later, I heard that same woman's voice in my ears, with a playful tone. Let's order takeout together using the app later. I'm tired of the cafeteria food. I looked up, and I saw a look of deep hatred in my eyes. The woman in front of me was Olivia, a colleague who had joined the company a year ago and was now 4 months pregnant, and rarely ate lunch in the cafeteria. During the last year and a half, she took advantage of me in many ways. For example, the imported avocados I bought from Costco or the California cherries, she always wanted to try a taste. The Starbucks coffee I bought, which cost nearly $10 per cup, was poured by her without hesitation. I told Olivia I wasn't happy, but she didn't take it seriously. We're all colleagues. Why be so petty? I'm happy to eat your food because I consider you a friend. Also, my taste has become very particular since I got pregnant, so I can't eat much anyway. I put up with it over and over because of the strange looks I got from others and because of the fact that we were colleagues. In my previous life, I had a cup of jasmine milk tea on my desk. I was planning to enjoy it after using the restroom. Olivia didn't ask before drinking the whole cup. She was pregnant, and after drinking the milk tea, she started sweating a lot. All her colleagues were shocked and rushed her to the hospital. Later, her family gathered around me in a corner of the hospital. They said that I had harmed their grandson and demanded $1 million. I had already been angry at Olivia for always wanting my things, so in a fit of anger, I argued with them. In the chaos, her family pushed me out the window, and my body collided with the steel beams below. I was filled with rage when I thought about the tragic ending of my previous life. I rejected her advances. No need. I just want to eat at the cafeteria today. Olivia's eyes showed she wasn't happy, but she quickly smiled and acted friendly. Okay, Sophia, could you order takeout for me? I remember you haven't used the new user discount yet. There's a new pork knuckle rice place across the street, and they have a discount coupon for new customers. Please help me out. I firmly refused. I'm sorry, but I don't want to help you order. Olivia, you're pregnant now. You should really eat something you made at home. Olivia looked unhappy. Sophia, what do you mean by that? I was just asking to use your account to order takeout. We work together, so why won't you help me with this small favor? Emily, who was sitting behind me, said, Sophia, you're being so cheap. Since you've never tried the pork knuckle rice across the street, just let Olivia use the discount coupon first. I turned to Emily and smiled. Emily, since you want to help so much, why don't you order for Olivia? Emily looked uncomfortable and glanced at Olivia. Olivia, I want to help you, but I'm not a new user anymore. Olivia rolled her eyes, snorted coldly, and took out her phone to order takeout herself. She looked up at me. Sophia, do you have any snacks in your drawer? Can you give me a packet of strawberry chips? I opened the package in front of her and ate the strawberry chips. Olivia, are we that close? Why do you keep asking me for things? If you want something, buy it yourself. Olivia's face looked even more angry, and she glared at me before continuing to talk to the waiter. See, she doesn't need anyone's help. She can handle it by herself. I learned my lesson from last time, so I packed all the snacks in my drawer into my bag and made sure to put away any food and personal items I had left in the office. If Olivia were to accidentally take them again, I wouldn't be able to take responsibility. When it was time to leave work, I hurried out early. Olivia chased after me. Sophia, didn't I tell you yesterday? My husband can't pick me up today, so I was hoping you could give me a ride. I quickly got into the car and locked the doors. I'm sorry, but I have a date with my boyfriend today, so I can't give you a ride. Olivia kept pulling on the doorknob. I'll sit in the back. I won't bother you. Besides, it's just a short ride. You won't even help me out? That's not very nice. I looked at the person behind her. Look, who's that? As Olivia turned her head, I quickly pressed the gas pedal and drove out of the parking lot. I saw Olivia's angry expression in the rearview mirror. I just couldn't figure it out. There were so many people in the company, and I wasn't even new. Why did Olivia bully me? Did I do something that made her upset? Or do I just look like someone who can be picked on? The next morning, my boyfriend drove me to work. Olivia saw the lunchbox my boyfriend had made for me and said, "Sophia, I have toast and milk. Can we swap? I don't want to eat your food for free." I rolled my eyes at her. I don't want to swap. If you want to eat it, have your husband make it for you. This is my boyfriend's homemade lunch. You can't eat it. Olivia immediately looked sad. Sophia, I'm just swapping with you. I'm not taking advantage of you. My toast and milk are good sources of nutrition, too. Can't you be a little understanding since I'm pregnant and have a poor appetite? Emily said. Sophia, you're being too hard on yourself. Olivia is just swapping with you, not taking advantage of you. What's so great about your boyfriend's cooking? The company leader also said we should take care of pregnant female colleagues. The national birth rate is low because many people are choosing not to have children. We're all colleagues, so why not help each other out? How can you not learn to care for pregnant women? I laughed and said, Emily, that strawberry mousse cake on your desk looks delicious. Olivia wanted my strawberry chips yesterday, just like I wanted them. Why don't you show her how you care for pregnant female colleagues? Emily felt embarrassed. She had already said no to Olivia once before. This time, with Olivia watching, she had to put her strawberry mousse cake on Olivia's desk. Olivia, don't worry, I'm not as heartless as some people. If you like it, we can swap next time. Olivia looked at me and smiled without caring. Thank you, Emily. After the incident, my colleagues who were close to me discussed it privately on Facebook. One colleague sent me a private message. Sophia, I admire your courage in saying no. You don't know. Olivia asked me to give her a ride home yesterday, and it was so annoying. I had to pick up my kid from kindergarten, and it wasn't even on my way. I replied, don't even mention it. Yesterday, Olivia tried to hitch a ride with me, and I turned her down too. Her face turned as dark as a pot bottom. Ha ha ha, aren't you afraid of upsetting her? I laughed and said, so what if I do? Who does she think she is? What if she gets sick from eating something and blames me? That would be a real hassle. These days, there are many stories about people trying to get money from others. It was time for the afternoon meeting. Manager Mr. Johnson liked Olivia's idea but did not like how I had been acting recently. He said I was causing problems among the other employees. I looked at him defiantly. Mr. Johnson, how did I affect the relationships between the company employees? I didn't want to share my lunch, but that's my problem? What era are we living in? Who's going to die from not eating? Why are you always thinking about other people's meals, snacks, and milk tea? Mr. Johnson has been favoring Olivia all year, and it's not a new thing. Mr. Johnson is known in the company for being obsessed with faces. Olivia is 168 centimeters tall, has a slender figure, and is indeed quite attractive compared to the average person. Olivia also has a charming personality. Her work skills are just average, but she's a good flatterer and speaks nicely. This wins Mr. Johnson's favor and earns her some special treatment. Mr. Johnson looked a little uncomfortable and said firmly, enough, Sophia, what's wrong with you? That's enough. Let's stop talking about it. Let's talk about work now. I replied, oh, as I thought, Olivia must have said a lot of bad things about me to Mr. Johnson in private. Mr. Johnson, Sophia, he continued, I've reviewed your proposal. It's terrible. There's nothing new about it at all. How could the client be happy with the result? Olivia has been doing really well lately. We'll give Olivia the Elysian project. If you have any objections, please let me know. I looked at Olivia's smug smile and said casually, okay, I hope the company gets better and better, and I don't want certain people to use their connections to do whatever they want. After all, workability varies from person to person. Olivia's face went blank, and she faked a smile and said, thank you, Mr. Johnson, I will definitely do my best. After the meeting, Emily looked at Olivia with envy and said, Olivia, you're so lucky, you're beautiful, you're married to a good husband, you have a house and a car in New York, and now you have a baby. Your supervisor really values you. Your future is bright. Olivia blushed and smiled. I got my good looks from my mom. You're not bad either. You just finished college and are still young. There will be plenty of opportunities like this in the future. Emily smiled. I'll take that as a compliment. As I passed by the break room, I saw Emily coming out and smiled. Oh, you two are having a private chat? You two are so close. Do you think Olivia will leave her job for you when she goes on maternity leave? I didn't miss the quick look of hope in Emily's eyes. After work, I went to the parking lot on the first floor to get my car. At the corner, I saw a man wearing a mask talking to Olivia. The two of them then got into the car suspiciously. Olivia blushed and kissed the man on the cheek, while he smiled with his eyes half closed. The black car drove out of the parking lot. I was confused. I had seen Olivia's husband before, and he wasn't as tall as this man. I quickly got into my car and followed them to a secluded hot pot restaurant. After I sat down with my back to Olivia, I heard a conversation that left me speechless. Olivia said angrily, Sophia, that idiot. Lately, she's been very cheap, and it's driving me crazy. I don't know what to do anymore. The man spoke in a low, deep voice. Has she figured something out? I felt worried, and I quickly took out my phone to start recording. Olivia said, no way. I used to take her things all the time. If her family weren't so rich, I wouldn't have chosen her. Olivia continued, this isn't a long-term solution. My belly is getting bigger every day. Maybe I should choose Emily instead? She's an only child, and her parents have an apartment. At least I can get $1 million for my child. The man laughed and said, that's okay. Olivia, you've had a lot of hard times. Just be careful. This child came at the wrong time, and there's a genetic defect. There's no other option. I suddenly understood. What a mean woman. It's no wonder she's been taking advantage of me. She was after my money. My family has more money than most of my colleagues at the company. Most of them are from out of town, earning monthly salaries of a few thousand to $10,000, renting apartments, and struggling to pay their bills. I, on the other hand, am a local. After I graduated from college, my parents bought me an apartment with 3 bedrooms. In a major city like New York, a property like this is worth millions of dollars. When Olivia first met me, she asked me a lot of questions. When she saw that I was wearing designer clothes, she looked envious and resentful when she found out that my parents had bought them for me. That's how it happened. The next day, I went to work like I always did. Emily wanted to impress Olivia, so she even bought breakfast on her own. Olivia, I made the sandwich myself. It's healthier and cleaner than most bacon you buy in stores. I used imported bacon. If you like it, I'll make it for you again. Olivia smiled sweetly. Thank you so much. Emily, you're such a kind person, unlike some others who are so petty. Emily looked at me with a smile, as if to say, I told you so. I smiled without saying a word. Some people are so blind to their own problems that they don't even realize it. Emily, you're so kind. Be careful not to get taken advantage of later. Emily paused for a moment, then laughed and said, Sophia, I know you've always disliked Olivia, but there's no need to talk about others like that. You're just jealous of our good relationship. You can't have what we have, so you're just bitter. Olivia glared at me angrily and got up to go to the restroom. Not long after, Olivia came out of the restroom and started crying. Help, help, my stomach hurts so much. So much. Everyone in the office heard the noise and got up quickly, surprised. Someone quickly called 911. Emily's face went pale. Olivia grabbed her sleeve and said, Emily, I ate your sandwich, and now my stomach hurts. Take me to the hospital. Save my baby. I looked at Emily, who was speechless, and said, what are you waiting for? She's pregnant. Take her to the hospital right away. Emily didn't have time to think and followed the ambulance to the hospital. I was curious, would Emily make the same mistake I made in my previous life? I asked for time off from Human Resources and drove straight to the hospital. Olivia's family had already arrived at the hospital. When her mother-in-law heard the whole story, she got really mad and slapped Emily. You heartless woman, why did you hurt my grandson? You've cut off our family line. You must pay with your life. Emily was terrified. Her hair was a mess. She looked up and saw me at the end of the hallway. Her eyes got big with anger. You have no right to hit me. My sandwich was good. Olivia often takes Sophia's snacks. Maybe this woman is behind it. The angry old woman immediately turned her attention to me and lunged forward. I quickly moved out of the way, and she fell to the ground, losing a tooth. Before coming here, I had already called the police. This Emily, I don't want anyone to be wrongfully killed by Olivia like this, but she's just too ungrateful. Olivia's husband, looking angry, shouted, "How dare you bully my mother? I'll fight you to the death." I took out my pepper spray and aimed it at Olivia's husband's eyes. He screamed in pain. The police arrived at the hospital quickly and stopped the troublemakers. The old woman shouted, "This is unfair. You're helping these two young women bully an old woman and my son. My daughter-in-law's unborn child was fine, so how could it be gone? You're all murderers." I looked at Olivia's husband and said calmly, "I didn't give Olivia anything to eat. The surveillance footage from today has already been given to the police. Everyone heard it with their own ears. It was Emily who made the sandwich herself." Emily's face went pale. I looked at Emily and said, "We have people who saw it happen, physical evidence, and surveillance footage. You can't twist the truth." Emily started crying and said, "Sophia, was it you? Did you know something all along and do this on purpose?" I looked at Emily, speechless. "I already warned you. You insisted on doing this by yourself. What does this have to do with me now?" Olivia's husband, furious, shouted at Emily, "So it was you. You're the one who took my wife's child. You're a murderer. I'll make you pay for this." Emily cried, her face covered in tears and snot. "I was just trying to help. My sandwich was absolutely fine." The scene was in complete chaos. Luckily, the police were there to protect Emily, so she wouldn't end up in the same bad situation I was in my past life. The rest of the civil disputes could only be settled by the police. The next day, I went to work like I always did. My colleagues at the company all said I had narrowly avoided a disaster. Olivia had always taken advantage of others, and they had always been too scared to say something. Now that Emily had fallen on hard times, they realized they shouldn't give food to others, especially pregnant women. After work, I went to the hospital to see Olivia. This child was her own choice. Olivia's husband probably didn't realize that he was already feeling jealous. I don't hate Emily. I hate women like Olivia. What does she deserve a happy ending for? I secretly recorded a video in the fire escape stairwell of the hospital. What if Emily can't come up with that much money? What about the baby in my belly? It'll be for nothing. A man's voice rang out. What else can we do? She's an only child. Her parents won't just let her die, will they? Olivia's voice came through. I owe the casino money, and it's due soon. You can't just watch me die. Olivia nodded her head in agreement. Don't worry, I've got this. It's just my mother-in-law who's driving me crazy. I'm in this state, and she's still thinking about whether I can have another child. She doesn't care about me at all. I sneered. Olivia, you're saying you're capable of using your own child to save your lover? Does your husband know? When I left the hospital, I saw Emily. She looked exhausted and tired. As soon as she saw me, she started yelling, "Sophia, it's all your fault. If you hadn't rejected Olivia, I wouldn't be in this mess. Do you know that I've lost my job because of this?" I laughed. Emily, there's no point in trying to reason with someone who's stubborn. I warned you before. You tried to please Olivia. You caused this situation yourself. You should think about how you're going to pay Olivia now. Before I could go very far, I saw Emily run to the top floor of the hospital. She shivered in the wind for a moment before someone called the police. Olivia, upon hearing the news, hurried up, worried. "Emily, are you crazy? Come down right away." Emily shouted. "Olivia, why are you doing this to me? You know my sandwich was clean. You're trying to make me drive myself to my death. My parents will be very upset when they find out. Don't think I'm an only child. They're going to give me away to my uncle's son. They won't help me. Where can I get that kind of money to pay you? I'm so young. I don't want to go to jail." Olivia's face became more and more serious. I could tell she didn't want to lose everything and end up with nothing. "Emily, you're still young. You can pay it back slowly. Come down first, and we'll talk it out, okay?" Emily glared at Olivia with hatred. "You want me to come down? Okay, then, promise me that you won't make me pay you back. The child in your womb wasn't killed by me. Swear it. Admit it." Olivia's face went pale. Olivia's lover was also shocked. He didn't expect Emily to threaten their lives. Olivia's mother-in-law wasn't one to be pushed around. Despite her age, she hurried forward and stood next to Emily. "You're a mean girl. You killed my precious grandson, and now you want to run away? You think you're so smart? I've already had someone check, and it was a boy. It's all your fault." Everyone was shocked, and Emily was scared. She didn't expect the old woman to be so violent. Luckily, the police reacted quickly and separated everyone. Emily passed out as soon as she was pulled back. Olivia looked at me with disgust. "What are you looking at? What does it matter to you?" I smiled broadly. "Olivia, What goes around comes around. Is the child in your womb really the one Emily aborted? Olivia panicked, saying, I said it's true. Mind your own business. Because of Emily's attempt to jump off the hospital building, the incident was uploaded to social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. Some people online felt bad for Emily. You were careless. How could you give a pregnant woman something to eat? Especially something you made yourself? I feel like this girl was tricked. It's so tragic. You made the sandwich yourself, but where did you get the ingredients? Just as Emily was about to hire a lawyer, I paid some internet personalities to share the recordings and videos. Internet users saw this and immediately started focusing on Olivia. What a bold woman. They always take advantage of others. Working with a woman like you is like being cursed for 8 lifetimes. Does your husband know? The baby in your belly isn't his, is it? The one upstairs? It's very likely that it is not. Otherwise, how would that man know the child has a genetic defect? Things changed, and Emily no longer had to pay as much. Olivia was still in the recovery period after giving birth when her husband attacked her and severely beat her. Her mother-in-law was also a ruthless woman. It was said that she made Olivia take off all her clothes at the front door and showed everyone how she had tricked the man. I couldn't help but sigh. Olivia caused this situation. She harmed herself and others. In my previous life, after I was pushed off the building, her family didn't have to take any responsibility. Instead, they demanded money from the hospital, saying the windows were broken. Olivia went even further by saying bad things about me online, which caused my parents to be embarrassed in front of their relatives and friends, and led to constant gossip. They should have been enjoying their retirement, but instead they were thrown into immense suffering because of this incident. Olivia was kicked out of her husband's house. As expected, the two are currently going through a divorce, but Olivia refuses to leave without any assets. She doesn't want to give up everything she has. Olivia's family was ashamed of her and wouldn't let her come home. She had no job or place to live, so she had to find her lover. Unfortunately, Olivia's lover was a bad person who left her without thinking. If you hadn't been so foolish, how would they have found something to use against you? I can't even save myself now. Let's break up. Olivia started crying and screaming, like a crazy person on the street. With no other options, she had no choice but to return to her husband and beg for forgiveness. When she entered the house, she was shocked to see her former colleague Emily lying in bed with her husband. Olivia got really angry and started hitting Emily and kicking her. You shameless woman, how could you do this? Emily didn't give in, hitting Olivia in the face several times. How am I shameless? You're the one who found another man. You're the one who's shameless. Olivia's mother-in-law wouldn't let her back into the house. A woman who had cheated on her son with someone she couldn't afford to keep. Emily had met Olivia's husband at the hospital. To avoid paying compensation, she had gone to great lengths and gotten pregnant, claiming it was one life for another. She didn't know that the baby in her womb wasn't even her husband's. Olivia refused to leave, as she wouldn't agree to a divorce. This meant that Emily was unable to register the child on her husband's household registration. Neighbors saw what happened and started talking. That young woman must be crazy. She gave birth to their child and said one life for another? That's outrageous. I know Emily. Her parents secretly had a son and raised him with other relatives to keep it hidden. Now they've completely broken ties. The parents' house has nothing to do with her anymore. Oh, what a pair of enemies. Their family is going to be in chaos now. I laughed. Emily's parents were just regular working-class people, and the apartment they left behind was old and in bad shape. She had lost her job, and because of a series of bad luck events, she ended up involved with Olivia's husband. Now, she had no choice but to marry Olivia's husband. I didn't think there would be another story in this series. Emily must have used some trick, because Olivia, to avoid being kicked out, started serving Emily tea and water at home every day. Emily's live streaming channel saw a lot more viewers because of this strange family drama, and she suddenly became a fairly famous family-oriented influencer. Some kind people online told Emily not to do too much, and to stop before it got out of hand. Emily, however, dismissed their concerns. Olivia has caused me so much suffering. What's wrong with her serving me tea? I didn't kick her out. That's more than enough kindness. Look at me. Don't I act like the main wife? She's just my mistress. As the saying goes, bad people have their own enemies. I'm pregnant, and the child in my womb is a boy. I'm the one who deserves all the credit in this family. One day, Olivia got really mad. She poured very hot water on Emily's face. Then she ran away in the middle of the night. Emily, who was pregnant, had to go to the hospital and stop streaming. Olivia divorced her husband shortly afterward. Less than a month later, she married an elderly local man. He was rich but treated her badly. He beat her and argued with her regularly. Olivia often cried in her live streams about the small problems in her marriage. I felt a little better when I saw her suffering. Olivia was the one who ruined my life. Her current life is entirely her own doing. She is responsible for it. I, on the other hand, have been promoted and received raises, and my career has been going smoothly. In my free time, I travel with my fiancé to explore famous mountains and rivers around the world. This is a life of pure bliss. The last time I saw news about Emily and Olivia, it was very exciting. Emily had a baby boy. On the street, she met Olivia, who couldn't have children because of domestic violence. The two enemies, upon seeing each other, immediately started arguing on the road. During the fight, both were hit by a truck that was driving away and died right away. The young child lay on the ground, crying because he was sad. His blood was on the ground. It was red. I turned off the TV and cuddled with my fiancé. Life is wonderful. He put his arms around my shoulders and smiled. Sophia, let's get married in Ireland next month. I smiled. The sun was shining brightly, warming both of us.